All right, there you go.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, what's good, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Try to get the TikTok thing going on. TikTok, man. I ain't popping on TikTok, man. So we got to do it on here. I got more followers on here anyway.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just just coming back home from being at the Canelo Alvarez fight week. It was probably the most electrifying fight event that I've ever been to, and even the
Okay.
fight week was like fun. It was like I've been to plenty of fight weeks. I've been to plenty of what I mean, events like just fights, and it was no event like that. That was like an extravaganza. It was crazy. It was the most fans, and I think that they had in a boxing event in America. It's over 73,000 plus fans. Like it was an amazing event, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so man,
How's
let's
everything
get
with
to
you, my
talk.
man?
Everything's good with me, man. Everything's good with me. Just been working hard as usual. I'm glad I got, someone like Jess on my corner who's been
Yeah,
helping
yeah,
me
yeah.
out with
Same here.
everything, man. She
Same
helps
here.
me out with
Same here.
everything, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
mean, eventually, what I'm saying, hopefully one day everybody get to meet each other, man, for real, because that's
That's
like
a
one of my
fact.
biggest goals right there.
That's a fact.
You know?
That's a fact. I mean, dealing with Jess, she gonna make that happen sooner or
Yeah,
later. You know what I mean? She definitely
right,
gonna make
right.
that happen.
All
Yeah,
right, so let's get into your boxing career, man. Let's
yeah,
talk
man.
boxing, because you coming up, you making a name for yourself. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
how'd you get in boxing, man? I mean, what
Uh,
inspired you?
I mean, well, for I ain't gonna lie to you, I always wanted to do basketball when I was younger. I never really thought about boxing, and I started boxing at the age of 7. So,
Okay,
when I was younger, all the guys around the way, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. And all the guys from around the way, they was just like, wanted to play basketball and stuff like that. That was kind of what was, the thing over there.
right.
And I was always only like a short, scrawny kid that was in school and smart kid, never started no problems with nobody. And kids like 2 grades above me, twice my size, used to always try to like bully me and all that. And it used to bother me, it used to bug me out how much they used to try to do that. But I used to beat up the bullies that tried to bully me. You know what I'm saying? And my dad
Right,
never saw that side of me. You know what I mean? I'm always in the house, always like a good little kid, innocent
right,
little kid. Never seen that angry side of me. And I had the heart to fight these, bigger guys. So he figured that, like, dang, this dude got heart to fight. Like, a lot of dudes, like in boxing, you don't really even have heart to get in the ring or even, like, perform under the lights or whatever. So he
right.
kind of like thought about all of that about put me in the ring, and I got into the boxing gym, and it just became so natural to me. It came to
Okay.
me so naturally, man. It was just like I fell in love with it. I started having real fun with it. I started even in the gym that I've been around. I saw like a lot of guys that I used to see watch on TV, like Luis Collazo. He was world champ at the time. Paul Malignaggi, he was coming up in the ranks at the time, and I was watching Daniel Jacobs in the amateurs, Saddam Ali in the amateurs, and all these different guys that I used to see on TV.
Okay.
That was another reason for me to continue to box, and those guys inspired me, and that's what got me locked in the sport.
That's what's up. All right, so tell me about your amateur experience coming up through the ranks, all the
Mm,
accolades and accomplishments that you've had
yeah.
in the amateurs so far.
Yeah, well, man. I was national PAL champ. Uh, um, I won the Olympic trials. I came from the number 8 seed, the last seed, and
Oh, wow.
beat the number 1 seed the one the first day, and then continued to win the tournament, and got awarded the best fighter of the tournament. And number one in the country right now in the featherweight division,
Hmm.
on the USA team, and I have plenty of local and regional accolades, and I'm under that as well too. So the list goes on, man.
Well done. Yeah.
I've been boxing for 17 years, so the list goes on.
Yeah, I seen the little the post that you had made that you and Keyshawn had about.
Yeah.
I mean, you sat down, had your
You
trophies and
hold on a
belts
second.
all around you.
Hold on. You was breaking up real quick. Say that again. You said with me and Keyshawn.
Y'all had like the I guess like the accolades challenge or whatever. Like you was sitting down,
Uh,
had your trophies and your belts all around you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so you
Yeah.
saw that post. That was a minute
Yeah.
ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
You
man,
said
that's
that's
that's pretty
funny.
dope, man. That's pretty dope. I was like, that's pretty dope. I
Yeah.
like that. I
That
like
was a little that was a little
that.
flex, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All
But
right. So who like name some of the fighters you had the pleasure of meeting and sparring in the ring, like some of the big name guys.
I mean when I was younger I sparred you said some of the amateurs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sparred Devin Haney years ago.
Oh wow.
Um Sparred Javante Davis. I sparred him probably like back in 2017. Got the pleasure to spar Shakur plenty of times. Keyshawn Davis plenty of times. Um Chris Colbert, Riches and Hitches, them guys like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I didn't spar plenty of different, but I mean, they were amateur at the time, when I was sparring them.
Yeah, they were top amateurs, man.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, name goes on, man. I still, and one of the top amateur guys I spar right now is Tiger Johnson,
Okay.
Charlie Sheehy. Them guys right now, they're like at the top of their game and the top of the USA right now. So, I'm getting top notch work, and I've been getting top notch work for my whole career.
That's what's up. All right. So what is it can you say about yourself that lets you know that you got that it factor, that lets you know that yeah, I'm like one of the best in the world, you know?
Well, you know what it is. I feel like I always like I have a different hunger that I notice I have inside me. Like I always notice that whenever it's time to show up, I show up. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I come from, like I said, I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, and that's like the worst neighborhood in New York. And at some point, it held the murder rate in the country.
Oh
You know what I
wow.
mean? And in order to survive in this neighborhood like that, you gotta be real strong. You gotta be like real gritty to come out of there. So
Hmm.
I don't feel like if people go through certain things that I go through. I mean, everybody got their hood and everybody got their respective hood and what they go through and everything like that.
Yeah.
But coming up from New York itself is like it's a very aggressive, and coming from the most aggressive city, aggressive neighborhood in New York is what I mean, it's a total different type of mindset that you got to have. So I come with that mindset every single time I come to fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then, like I said, and I bring that mindset every single time I show up when when I take over, and that's what makes me different, man. And I feel like when I do, you know, make it to the pro ranks, everybody's gonna see, and they're gonna understand who Bruce
Hmm.
Carrington really is.
Okay. All right. So when you finally get into the pros, what are you looking to accomplish in your pro career?
Oh man, I mean, I mean, as sure as any other fighter want to accomplish. To be honest, if they don't want to accomplish these things, then I don't know why they in the sport. But man, every single division that I'm in, I want to unify every single division. I'm starting off at 126 weight, then I'm working my way up to wherever my max weight, wherever I would feel comfortable at. But to weight that I'm gonna be in, I definitely unify. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I want to be the best. You know what I mean? No disrespect. No disrespect to none of the greats. Muhammad Ali paved the way. Floyd Mayweather paved the way. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, all the great guys, they paved the way. Mike Tyson and all them guys.
Hmm.
I done learned from them, and made my way through them. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I create my own name and become one of the greats. When you mention Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, all them guys, y'all gonna mention Bruce Carrington.
Hey man, that's no disrespect, That's the same exact mindset that Floyd had when he came in.
Yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
I'm pretty sure he had a lot of doubters when the stuff that he was saying when
Of
he
course,
first came in,
of
and then
course.
he just had to go ahead and prove himself.
I mean, if you ain't got no doubters, then you ain't doing nothing. Cause the doubters ain't gonna come if you ain't doing nothing. I'm letting you
Right,
know that right
right,
now. So if you're doing something, and you got you know what I'm saying, you got some doubters, then you doing something right.
right. All right. So, who are your favorite fighters to watch right now, and what are you learning from them, man? I mean,
And well, to be honest, like my favorite fighter of all time is Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
He's
me
like a
too,
technician in
me
there.
too.
I love Floyd because any fight, like I mean, my dad was just talking about him earlier today. Like I feel like no matter who he fights, like he fights certain people different, but he
Yeah,
beats them all the same.
same. Uh huh.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you are, how many punches you throw. He's gonna lower your punches stat down to where he's comfortable at, and then
Yeah.
he's gonna pummel you for the rest of the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like he's gonna really like, just, break your will and make you fight his fight. You know what I mean? It's like that
Facts.
is like mastery of boxing right there. Someone else that is similar to that, who else I look for? I look at Shakur Stevenson. He's another one of them guys that's like, really sharp and make you fight his fight. He's super patient, one of the most patient fighters that I've seen in the ring. I learned a lot from him. Guys like Keyshawn Davis as well too. Come from the same cloth. You know what I mean? And then, to be honest, I started off watching Mike Tyson. I still watch Mike Tyson because even though sometimes, you got them patient fighters, sometimes, like, I got that Brownsville in me. So I want to get out of it and try to get him out of there. Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of take a little bit from him, too.
You know what I mean? That's good. That's what's up. And speaking on like Floyd and Shakur and Keyshawn, one thing that I picked up on all three of them that they all have is that ring presence, the ability to like just master moving the ring, working the ring. Those are like things that like a lot of people don't notice, but I analyze stuff like that. The little stuff that people don't notice and don't pick up while watching the fight, that's what I like to look at. I mean, those little stuff because those little stuff matter, especially with Floyd. Floyd worked on, I mean, the 9 dimensions of the ring, using the time, using the ring itself to set up traps, all this little stuff that nobody's seeing. I'm just watching his fight and I'm like, wow. I see what he's doing here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that, you watch fighters like that and you yourself are picking it up. So that just tells me a lot about you as a fighter. Feel me?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a true boxing fan, because I'm a fan still at the end of the day. Even though I'm in the sport, I'm still a fan. It takes a true boxing fan to appreciate the art of boxing, man. And that's why it was kind of hard, if you really notice, it was kind of hard for Floyd to make a name for himself in the beginning as he was coming up, because even though he was knocking dudes out, but he was doing it so pretty, and he was doing it like a technician. And around that time, Mike Tyson was kind of getting out the game, so people still wanted that Mike Tyson-esque type of fighter. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't used to that Floyd, what Floyd was bringing to the ring. You know what I'm saying? That technician, like, that patience in the ring. So it was kind of hard for him to, create that fan base because, like I said, only true boxing fans appreciate the art of boxing.
Right.
That's kind of what it was. But he, now he brought some people to the game to where it was forced to appreciate the art of boxing and understand why he's winning some of these fights, understand why these judges gave him these rounds because of the way he fought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now they'll appreciate fighters like me coming into the ring.
For sure, especially when you got other young guys who's ahead of you in the pro right now, like Shakur.
Right.
He's taking it up to another notch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because even though he really doesn't use Floyd's defense, it's like he took Floyd's defense and made it to a way it fits him, where he kind of like revolutionized it himself.
Right. Definitely,
like,
I've done the same.
That's a new style. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
I've done the same. I'm gonna get a shout out. I see Skino's DOD. I see you. Was good. Hey, pin my my IG down there too in the comments, man. Pin my IG down there, so everybody know. You know what I mean? All your followers know where they can follow me at and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, my man Raheem Gonzalez. I see you, Team USA. Raheem Gonzalez, King of New York.
Or USA buddies jump in.
yeah, my boy Raheem, man.
All right, let me see. You said she was a real king of New York.
Yeah. Hey man, he want to call it that. Hey, it is what it is. I'm humbled. It is what it is.
Hey, facts. All right. So, what are your thoughts on the state of boxing right now? I mean, as far as like you watching, the different outlets that boxing, is going into, and then having these other YouTubers come in, and Floyd even actually fighting the YouTuber Logan Paul, all of that. You as a fighter, what is your? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's two sides to the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of boxers, from a boxer standpoint, they might not like it because
Hmm.
of the simple fact that, these YouTuber guys are getting so much exposure and whatnot because of, all the fans that they have. So they
Right.
might just get certain type of opportunities that a boxer that's been working longer than them may
Hmm.
not get. But at the same time, in the long run, it's doing wonders for the sport of boxing because,
Yes.
people were saying the sport of boxing was dying.
Yeah.
And dude, it's like it's better than ever at this point because, like I said, these YouTubers are actually helping the sport of boxing out because they bring in a different type of fan base, a different field of people, millions of people
Oh
coming
yeah.
in to watch these fights. Like people get kind of so stuck up on the world of boxing, and then forgetting that the world of boxing is but so small to the billions of people that are not even watching boxing that's in this
Agree.
world. You know what I'm saying? There's 7 point something, it says 7+ billion people in this world,
Hmm.
and but just a small bunch of that is watching boxing. No, if I can get 7+ billion people to watch my fight, I'm gonna try to get them to watch my fight in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
so,
Right. Right.
these
Right.
YouTubers coming in, crossing over, these celebrities fighting each other, and man, like
Yeah.
I said, I don't know if you saw my story, but I was in an interview with Ellie Seckback with me, Edgar Berlanga, Keyshawn Davis. Man, I called out Michael B. Jordan, man. Michael B. Jordan, y'all add Michael B. Jordan into this live right now. I'm trying to give him a ring for Michael B. Jordan. Get them numbers up, man. I'm calling him out
Hey
right now.
yo.
Y'all put the numbers up. Y'all add him. Y'all screen record this right now. Put it in his DMs. Everybody put out the screen record right now. Michael B. Jordan, what's up, man? What's up? I'm trying to get that fight, man. I don't care. You was in Creed doing all the shoulder roll, throwing on them jabs. Nah, get in the ring with a real man right now.
Oh,
Come
shoot,
here, come in
shoot,
the ring with it. Calling you out.
Shu versus Creed.
Come on now. Shoot, yeah,
Creed.
yeah. Yeah, Creed 3. Put me on Creed 3
Hey.
right now. Stop playing with me, man. At Michael B. Jordan in the comments. DM, you know what I mean? Put it, screen record this, put it in his DMs, man.
Yo, look, they
Yeah,
really
yeah,
doing
so,
it
yeah.
too. They really doing it too.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Hey,
Y'all
let's
do that.
go.
That's what
That's
y'all
what's
do
up,
that,
yeah.
man. For real. But yo,
Oh
that's the game, man. For real. That's
man,
it, man. Hey, that's the
yeah. I
game
mean,
right now, man.
I'm saying,
Crossing over.
like, I think as a fighter, they have to look at it like this way. I'm saying when you had I'm using an example, like when Jordan played in his era, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look, Jordan was the number one player in the NBA, making a certain
Mm,
amount of money. And then you look at it now, you have like a C level NBA player
right.
who's making just as much as when Jordan was making back then, if
Right,
not
right,
more.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You're
in the
totally right.
long run, yeah. So in the long run, they have to look at it like that, where with all these YouTubers and this crossover going on, it's
Hmm.
doing nothing but just bringing more money into the
Yes.
sport, where they're
Yes.
going to have bigger paydays when they fight. I mean,
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't know. Well, I want to credit most of it because the promotional company, The Zone,
mm,
and Canelo, is following fan base and everything. But some of this, what happened last weekend, possibly could have happened because of what is going on right now with the crossovers that's going on right now, dude.
right.
The Zone and Cowboy Stadium, they produced Matchroom Boxing. They produced the Canelo fight period. They produced 73,000 plus people in the Cowboy Stadium. That was they broke the record for the most attended
Yeah,
people in boxing history in
yeah, I
America.
saw that.
In America,
That's
dude,
crazy.
that is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
The building was electrifying. When I tell you, when everybody and they putting the music on, everybody just bouncing. They was doing like the crowd wave in the boxing arena. I've never seen that happen in the boxing arena. The crowd
I
doing the
mean,
wave. That's basketball, football, soccer stuff.
yeah,
That's not boxing stuff. We don't do that in the boxing arena. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
yeah,
yo, that was crazy, man. Like so that's why I feel like you're totally right. In the grand scheme of things, this is definitely putting boxing on the next level. This is keeping boxing alive for years and years and years to come. Even though they're
mhm.
saying it was dying, which I doubt. I don't believe it was dying. People from all
Yeah,
over sports always want to watch boxing because that's one of the most respected sports in all of sports. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So me being biased, I want to say that is the most respected sport out of all
right.
sports. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so I don't feel like it's ever dying or dying out.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say it's dying. It was the simple fact that you had fighters who were undefeated in the same division and not
Yeah,
fighting each other.
and not fighting. Yeah,
And
because
like,
you know fighters are
you know what
becoming
I'm saying?
smarter now. Fighters
Yeah,
becoming smarter now. They now before they still was fighting about for the glory. Now they're fighting about the
yeah,
money.
but money,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Now it's all about things like that. But you know who exposed the game? Floyd Mayweather.
right,
He
yeah,
exposed the game. He's starting to realize why is this person and that person getting all this money and they getting more money than me, and I'm the one getting in the ring, risking my life every single time. You
right,
know what I mean? So
exactly,
he's starting to like why I got all these dudes digging in my pocket, and I'm the one fighting. This dude is just here telling this person and that person that I'm fighting, and he's getting all this money. I'm risking my life.
facts.
I should get more to pay. You know what I mean? So and just to get another note real quick. It was crazy. You know who you see with old Jake Paul and these guys. Crossing over and stuff like that. You know who had the opportunity? I don't know if you remember, but who had the opportunity to start all of this off years ago?
So,
Chris Brown and Soldier Boy. I don't know if you remember
oh
around that
yes,
time
you
they were
right,
supposed to
you
fight
right.
and that, and
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
everybody was tuned in to watch that.
Yes,
Yo, if they
that's
would have
facts.
fought, that would have been crazy because everybody
Huge.
was
That would
tuned
have
in to
been
watch that. They
huge.
was training. Floyd was saying that he was going to train Soldier Boy or one of them. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent that he was saying he was going to train one of them. It was going to be a star-studded event.
Yeah,
And
that
they
would have
they
been
dropped the
epic.
ball on that. They dropped the
Yeah.
ball. So I think Floyd picked that up when he fought Conor McGregor. That was kind of the first real like major crossover. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? When he fought Conor McGregor, boom, that happened. And then now Jake Paul picked up and taking it to the next level. Now Mayweather getting back on the bandwagon. Yo, it's gonna go crazy.
yeah,
Oh, Mike
it is.
Tyson too. Look at Mike Tyson. He's bringing back the older guys. Like people, it's fan service, bro. It's simple as
Yeah,
that. It's fan service and it's genius.
very. I mean,
Yeah,
all right. So going back to I'm saying the experience that you had in the past weekend
yeah,
with the Canelo fight, man. I'm saying you kind of already explained it a little bit, but let's go
yeah.
in detail into it more.
Mm.
Because you was there like the whole entire week. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So like, what was that experience like seeing? I'm saying the pro fighters getting ready for their fight. I'm saying that night and the whole week itself.
Mm.
Watching the weigh-ins, what's happening around them. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
what's something that you picked up and you gained from that?
Well, so we was in a hotel, live by Lowe's, yeah, live by Lowe's. That's the name of the hotel, and that hotel
Mm-hmm.
basically had us all in the bubble. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like we couldn't like leave out or and no one could go inside the hotel. So it was like a very intimate area to where like everybody was very easy to get in like contact with whatever. But most of the time I was just staying with Keyshawn Davis and Kelvin Davis because they were they were fighting, and those are my guys. So I was mostly familiar with them. But
Okay.
them preparing and them training, it was like literally like everybody was just in Zen mode during training and stuff like that. And I was training with them even so. Like
Oh
I
wow.
wasn't just sitting there lollygagging, just watching them do their thing, eating crappy food in front of them. I'm vegan. I don't eat crappy food anyway.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying. So I'm making sure like I'm in camp mode with them. You know what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
it was dope seeing that, and then going into the press conferences, watching the press conferences, and seeing how that was really dope. Being around Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez. I took a picture with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez head coach. Just because like you wanna be around that type of energy of how can I say you wanna be around that type of aura. It's contagious being around that type of aura. And then just that fight week, just even at the weigh-ins was super, super activated. I love to say that weigh-ins were like super activated because it was like hundreds, probably like thousands of people, or whatever, just sitting there, just watching the weigh-ins, just be an event. And I was like, interacting with the guys. I was had my camera on, had my phone up and stuff like that, asking them, yo, hype up the crowd. Whose side are y'all on? Whose side are y'all on? Obviously, they was with Canelo. So they was like, Canelo, Canelo. It was so dope. And also, there was a lot of people, surprisingly to me, it was a lot of people that recognized me. You know what I mean? Because obviously I'm on the USA
Oh,
team
of
and stuff
course,
like
man.
that. There was, I mean,
And
listen, man.
yes,
I don't know how many people like really know me and recognize me and stuff like that. I don't really, I stay to myself, humble to myself. So I don't think I'm that popular yet or whatever. So as I went out there, guys are just out there, yo, let me take a picture with you. Let me take a picture. Stop me every 5 minutes. I'm like, yo, that was dope. Like it was a dope experience. Like, and it made me realize like I didn't know all these people knew me, and it made me realize
Man,
how,
when you work your way to be, I'm saying, even though it's the amateurs, you work your way to be number one.
yeah,
You gonna get noticed. Know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Even people that don't even like not into boxing like that,
yeah,
they're still gonna notice you just of the
right,
simple fact of somebody speaking about you.
right,
They're
right,
gonna be
yeah,
like, they're gonna like, yo, y'all need to check out this young kid. Like, he's doing this and that. They're gonna be like, I'm saying they're gonna come see you. They're gonna watch so many videos, and then if the time presents itself, and they end up seeing you in public, they'll be like, oh snap. I mean, you're that guy that my friend was talking about. You know what I'm saying, and
right,
then
yeah,
and after that, they become a fan of you, and they get deep into boxing. You know what I'm saying, so it's all love. It's
yeah.
all good. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Like that support was real though. Like I mean, the love was real. The fan love was real. You know what I mean? And it made me realize like, I wanted like, to create more fans like that, especially man, Canelo got crazy thousands of fans, man. And I just
Yeah.
respect it. Let me respect like,
Oh yeah.
the Mexicans out there as well too, the Mexican culture, like
Right.
man, like they came out for him. And that made me like, like want my people to come up for me like that for real.
I hold on right quick. My boy Stizzy just hopped on.
Yeah,
He a
yeah.
rapper. Hey,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna let you know right now. You got to go check out his music, man. You got to do that
All
for
right,
me,
bet,
man.
bet,
I'm
bet. Stizzy
saying, I'm
Stacks, I see
saying,
him.
Stizzy Stacks, yeah. Check out his
Yeah, yeah.
music, man. Let everybody know, man. He's one of the hottest from around here.
Right,
Hottest,
right,
I'm
right.
telling you, man, for real.
I bet, bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna check
fact.
you out. Your man, hey, your man
Hey,
back you right now, man. So
hey,
I'm gonna check
a
you out.
hundred percent, a hundred
I
percent,
bet. Say
a
that,
hundred
say that,
percent.
say that.
I'm
But
like,
yeah,
all
that
right.
crowd though. Hey, that crowd. I was in that crowd for real. They had me in there saying "Viva Mexico!" Ah, Canelo. They would have me turned up, man, for real. I ain't gonna lie, it was dope, man. Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Hey,
that's what's
man,
up.
pin my IG down in the comments though, man. Yeah, like we'll put my name in the comments and then pin it so everybody know, all your followers know where to follow me at.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, Bruce_Carrington.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody gonna come check you out, man. Cause
yeah.
I'm saying,
I
all
appreciate
right,
that, G.
man, no problem. All right, so I mean, you know a lot about other fighters. You know about
Mm,
your strengths and what they bring in the ring. So
yeah.
tell me about your strength and what makes you. I'm saying what you think makes you a great fighter. What are your strongest attributes as a fighter?
Well, me, I have great IQ. I mean, I feel like
Okay.
a lot. I've been told that I've had great ring IQ. I've been in the boxing game and I've been surrounding myself with a lot of veterans and I've been learning a lot of tricks from them coming up in the ranks. Um, I have long arms. I have a 73-inch reach, which I actually found out on fight week.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of
that's
crazy. That's kind of crazy. I'm like 5'8". I'm 5'8" with a 73-inch reach, and that's
yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
crazy.
that's kind of crazy.
That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
that's the reach of someone who's like a welterweight or super welterweight, really,
Yeah,
for real. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have long arms. Uh, you know, um, I don't look it, but I'm really I'm strong. I have like good power on my punches and things like that. Great leverage, and I'm an adapter. I
Hmm.
feel like being like an alpha in the ring, you have to become an adapter inside the ring. You know what I mean? You can't just be conformed to one style, and you can't just fight one way inside the ring. You have to adapt to any style. I
Oh
feel like,
yeah,
I'm the type of
facts.
guy that's like Mayweather and Terrence Crawford, guys
Yeah.
like that. It probably take them like a round or two to get, into a rhythm. But once they're in that rhythm, the fight is done. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's when they start picking up on their opponent and start, taking them down and tearing them apart. That's kind of like, the type of fighter I am. And that's what I bring to the table.
Yeah. I mean, I like, what I'm saying, I like fighters like that. Fighters who are like, they bring the mental side of boxing in it,
Yeah.
not just the physical. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm playing chess while everybody playing checkers. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
yeah, facts. All right, so outside of boxing, man, who are you as a person, man? What do you like to do? What are you into? You a Call of Duty guy, a Madden guy, 2K? I'm
I
saying,
love 2K, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love 2K. I play 2K a lot, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm more of a fighting, like, fighting game type of dude. Like, I love playing Tekken. Like, I love
okay,
Tekken. I love Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat, games like that. To be honest, those kind of games get me. You know what I mean? And then second to all those games is like 2K. You know what I
uh,
mean? Like, so I play a lot of video games on my off time. But I love watching movies. I'm a socialite. Like, I like to meet new people and then talk to a lot of people and stuff like that. I'm a very positive guy, very gregarious person. And then on my also I like to go shopping. I like doing like outside stuff. I don't like being in the house. Like, my
yeah,
thing is
right.
like
Ain't nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
really like being. I like being up and out. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning almost every day. Because my energy is always up. I'm like, oh, okay, time to get up, experience
it.
all of the day, something new to do. You know. Great thing, good thing I'm a boxer to keep me busy because I'm probably gonna be doing a thousand things a day if I wasn't just boxing. I promise you, because I can't just sit still and be in my room all day. I'm probably just doing 1,000 things a day. So hey, being out boxing, I'm gonna use that time to work out and on my off time do something else. You
All
know,
right, that's cool,
yeah,
man. And no wrong with it. I mean, you are open-minded person, and you love. I mean, it shows that you love life, man. You want to
yeah,
experience
yeah.
the best of life. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, definitely. And that's all because of boxing, to be honest. Like, I always thought, like, when I was younger, that the world was just Brownsville, Brooklyn. You know what
Right.
I mean? And just a little neighborhood. I felt like I knew everything at some point. There was nothing that, else like the world could offer me, whatever, at some point. But being out and being a boxer, and I traveled the world and meeting new different people, different nationalities and stuff like that, and it made me look at the world much different. I'm like, okay, my struggle is their struggle, or they have worse struggles than me, so I should value the
Mm,
things that I have in my life now. You know, uh, and then I start to realize, like, even boxers, like, guys are like family.
mm,
We would like fight each other and stuff like that, but even outside the ring, there's no malice between one another. We all, we probably go, like, go out to eat with each other after we done fought each other, go have some burgers or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a real family, brotherhood that you have when you fight one another. And that's kind of the beauty of boxing, that I believe. I mean, I feel like a lot of people should know that. A lot of people should realize that, like, it's not like a angry thing when you're fighting each other.
right.
It's a bit respect that you build after you fight one another. And
Facts.
there's like no racists and nothing like that. I have Mexican friends, Jewish friends, Russian, you name it, whatever, French, you name it, any nationality. I have friends all over the world because of this sport that I'm in today. And this is probably the most beautiful sport that I've ever, I've seen. I mean, it teaches a lot of independency and
Mm,
a lot of value, and you become an all around person because of it.
okay. I'm saying that's good. That's good that you picked that up, man.
Yeah,
I mean, again, that tells me a lot about your character, as a person and as a fighter. I'm saying you have a
yeah,
strong spirit as a person, as a fighter, and you keep that mindset that you have now. You're
yeah,
definitely gonna reach your goals, success, and even go beyond that, and it's just
yeah,
gonna amaze you. So I
yeah.
definitely
Appreciate
like,
that.
your high spirited person, man.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
No
that. Thank
problem,
you.
no problem, man. No problem, no problem. All right, so what's going on right now for
Mm.
you in boxing? What's your next step? I mean, you turning pro, or you gonna go back, get a get an Olympic gold medal, win the Pan Games, become number
Man,
one in the world? I mean,
as of right
what do you want to
now,
do? Yeah.
as of right now, things are up in the air at this moment, man. Things are
Okay.
up in the air. Like I said, I'm on the USA team. Olympics are right around the corner. Um, so it's at this moment. It's like I'm trying to see if I'm either gonna stick it out and do these Olympics, or might turn pro or whatever. But we're gonna see. What I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now with the
Okay.
Olympics. But like I said, we got to see what's going on. And when I get certain answers that I need, or more info that I need, then you guys will know. You guys have to tune in on my page, and I'll let everybody know what my next move is going to be. But until then, just what I mean, just follow the journey of Bruce Carrington Jr.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. Man, it's It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad. It's a pleasure for you having me on this live, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. I'm saying,
Yeah.
and I got your number, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
From time to time, I definitely will call you, text you, see how you doing. Not just asking you just what's going on with boxing, but just to see how you're doing as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, I do that with Keyshawn because I had him on here too. I did it
Yeah. Yeah.
with my boy, Khalil Cole. I
Yeah.
do that
Khalil
with
Cole.
him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and I just,
Hey,
I'll just hit him
that
up.
boy pro debut coming up, man. He about to knock some
Yeah.
heads off, man.
Oh
Y'all better
yeah.
watch him, Khalil Cole. That boy
Hey,
coming out. Yeah.
that's my man's, man. Big stepper.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
stepper.
man. Word.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, but definitely a honor and a pleasure, and nothing
Yeah.
but love and much respect to you, man. And I want
Appreciate
to
that,
see you
man.
succeed.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But yeah, so I'm gonna definitely talk to you later. So
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
yeah, no problem. But tell everybody again where to find you, all your platforms and all that. I already got your IG pin on here, but like,
Yeah.
but your TikTok,
Man.
tell
Right. Yeah, my TikTok.
tell them.
I need more TikTok followers, man, because we tried to go live on TikTok.
TikTok,
And
yeah.
I don't got more than 1,000 followers. So y'all go run up my followers on TikTok right now. But anyway, yeah. My IG down there, like you see, is pinned down, Bruce_Carrington. My TikTok is Shu Shu, is at Shu Shu was here, SHU was here. My Facebook, Bruce Carrington Jr., my Twitter, B_Carrington1. I have a documentary that's out called Brownsville Born, 30-minute short film. You should check that out too. Gives you like a little crash course of my life, what I've been through, the things that I've, that I've gone to get to this point that I'm at right now. It's a very inspirational film that you guys will be very interested in. And that's on brownsvilleborn.com. So you guys will go ahead and check that out.
All right, bet. Somebody said his TikTok go hard.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got some good content, man, but some people don't be wanting to, people don't follow me on there, man. I'm trying, man. I put my little hashtags and stuff, Hey, one of my TikToks, I think I was doing the ski challenge with Young Thug and Gunna song just recently came out. And the YSL records, Young Thug and them records, they put me on their story for like a few hours. You know what I mean? They took it right off. But yeah, I made it on the story, So yeah, y'all go ahead and check that out too, man.
Yeah, all right, man. All right, so it's been a pleasure, man. So
yeah,
I'll talk to you later, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
All right, no problem, man.